The laughter was loud, echoing off the metal walls of the Navy training facility. It wasn't cruel, just the kind of laughter men shared when they thought they were in on a joke. Only this time, the joke was standing right in front of them. A woman. Small-framed, with her hair pulled back in a tight braid, her expression calm, eyes steady like still water before a storm. Her name was Maya Torres, and she was the newest instructor assigned to the elite Navy SEAL training unit. The men didn't mean to disrespect her, not at first, but when Commander Briggs introduced her as the best close combat instructor I've ever seen, the smirks began. One of them muttered under his breath, "What's next? Ballet lessons?" Another chuckled. "Maybe she's here to teach us how to fold our uniforms better." Maya didn't react. She just stepped onto the mat, barefoot, silent. The confidence in her movement wasn't loud, it was quiet, disciplined. She glanced at the group of 10 SEALs and said in an even tone, "All of you. Come at me." For a second, they froze. Then the laughter started again, booming, mocking. One of them, a tall man named Riker, grinned and said, "You sure about that, ma'am? We don't want to hurt you." Maya just tilted her head. "If you can touch me, I'll buy your whole team dinner." That did it. The men fanned out, circling her, confident and ready. And then, everything changed. The first man lunged. In one motion, Maya pivoted, twisted his arm, and sent him crashing to the floor with a thud. Before the others could react, she moved again, swift, fluid, precise. 2, 3, 4 SEALs were down in seconds, gasping for air, stunned. The next one tried to grab her from behind, she dropped low, swept his leg, and flipped him hard enough that his helmet skidded across the floor. 10 seconds later, 10 men were on the ground. The laughter was gone. The only sound was the echo of heavy breathing and disbelief. One of them whispered, "What the hell just happened?" Maya stood in the center of the mat, calm as ever. She didn't smile, didn't boast. She just said softly, "Never underestimate your opponent. Especially the one who's already survived worse than you can imagine." That moment became legend on the base. But what they didn't know, what Maya never told anyone, was that her strength came from pain, not pride. Years earlier, she'd been engaged to a Marine named Eli Grant. He was brave, funny, and believed in her more than anyone else ever had. They had plans to get married after his last tour, to buy a small house near the coast. But Eli never came home. His unit was ambushed overseas, and though his sacrifice saved lives, it shattered hers. For months, Maya didn't speak much. She'd trained in martial arts for years, but after losing Eli, she turned training into therapy. Every punch was grief. Every block was survival. And every time she fell, she forced herself back up, because she couldn't stand the thought of wasting the life she still had. It began with laughter, loud, careless, echoing across the gym like the sound of thunder before a storm. The men in navy blue shirts, all muscle and arrogance, were members of one of the most elite military training units in the country, the SEALs. And they were laughing because of her. She stood at the edge of the mat, small, quiet, and unassuming. Her dark hair was tied in a simple braid, her eyes calm but sharp, her movements deliberate. Her name was Maya Cole, a combat instructor recently assigned to their base after returning from years overseas. The SEALs had heard rumors about her, whispers that she'd trained elite operatives in multiple countries. But seeing her in person, a petite woman barely touching 5'3", they couldn't help but smirk. "Is this a joke?" one of them said, stretching his neck. "Come on, man, we're supposed to learn hand-to-hand from her," another chuckled. Maya didn't respond. She simply stepped onto the mat and said, "All right, gentlemen. 10 of you. Together." The laughter grew louder. 10 SEALs. Against her. They thought she was joking. But when she dropped her shoes at the edge of the mat and took her stance, something shifted. Her eyes didn't show fear, just focus. When the first man lunged, it was over in a heartbeat. She sidestepped, twisted his wrist, and dropped him with a single strike. The second came from behind, she flipped him clean over her shoulder. Within seconds, chaos erupted. Bodies hit the mat one after another. In less than a minute, 10 trained soldiers were down, groaning, breathless, staring up at the ceiling in disbelief. The room went silent. No one was laughing now. But that moment, impressive as it was, wasn't born from arrogance or pride. It was born from pain. Maya's life hadn't been easy. She'd grown up in a small town where her father was a veteran and her mother a nurse. Her father had taught her discipline and strength, but it was her mother who taught her compassion. When Maya was 15, her father was deployed and never came back. The flag folded on her mother's lap broke something inside her, but it also sparked something new, a fire to serve, to protect others the way her father had. She enlisted young, trained harder than anyone else, and fought for respect in a field dominated by men. Every mission tested her, physically, mentally, emotionally. She had been shot at, betrayed, and nearly left behind once when a team leader didn't believe she could keep up. But she did. Every single time, she rose. And now, standing before those same kinds of men, cocky, untested by true pain, she wasn't trying to humiliate them. She was trying to teach them something deeper. After the fight, Commander Briggs, the head of the SEAL program, approached her. "You could have gone easy on them," he said. Maya simply replied, "War doesn't go easy on anyone." He nodded. There was respect in his eyes now. From that day on, the men trained differently. The joke stopped. The laughter turned.